The Vice President, Leni, Robredo. This is my first time to meet you personally. I would have preferred to be seated beside you, but andyan si Defense eh.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes.
Very cordial. Sinabi ko sa kanya kung pwede ako magpa-set ng courtesy visit as soon as possible. Sabi niya anytime. So magpapaset.
Positive, ma'am. Positive.
Yes.
Sabi niya, sana doon, nagtabi kayo kanina, ma'am. Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sek, thank you.
Buong lang po.
Most photograph.
Ma'am, nabigyan kami masyado ng
Sana ay panapunta dito. Sige mo. Please do not bow. Embarrass ako. Ay, hindi na embarrass ako. Do not put too much on it.
Bye-bye, ma'am.
There is no riddle in the hiring of persons to hold sensitive positions in government. As I have said, I am a provinciano, and my sphere of influence was limited in the Davao region. For at that time, there was only one Davao, and because, I grew up there. And I studied in Manila. So my crowd was limited to my schoolmates and, of course, my classmates. And then I became a mayor, a congressman, few other people in government already. Now, in selecting the PNP Director General and the sensitive positions of immigration and, positions that have something to do with the enforcement of laws and the punitive actions that are available in that office were appointed, almost most of them, at one time or another, were city police directors of the city of Davao. Now, the complaint is that mga kasama ko, mga kainuman, pati kabarkada. Neither of the three. I do not drink with soldiers or policemen. I do not go around with them. I go home early. Although I have the rapport with them, there is always a limitation between a mayor and the police. For I have to discipline also civilians and in the military and police alike. Now, these are the guys who went through their career passing by Davao. And these are the only guys that I knew and I have worked closely and had the time to observe their character and integrity. And that is why when the time came, Coy, De La Rosa, Morente, and the rest were all taken in because I had the fortunate chance of having good military and police officers. Napakaswerte ko and when I was grappling with the very sensitive position of Defense Secretary, there was only one choice, and it was Delphin Lorenzana. He was the commander of the Scout Ranger Regiment when it was transferred to Davao at Malagos to fight the communists and to whom we are talking now about peace. For after all, we cannot be at war with our own people all the time through the generations. We have also to talk to the MIMN because there are historical implications and injustice committed along the way in civilization. And we hope that they would understand. And so I have also taken the liberty of choosing the men who will carry the burden of fighting if there is need to have one or the dimensions of understanding and imparting it to the soldiers that we cannot be at war with our own people for all time. I am glad that General De La Rosa provided the light moments for us. But I'd like to be harsh and I mean no offense to anybody. Sa trabaho, ika nga, sa ating katagtrabaho lang. You know, let me put forward a very simple story. I became a lawyer in 1972, bar 72, during the crucial years, the first year of the implementation of the martial law. And when I went there, times were hard, and I got married right away. So I had to support the family and one child. At that time, the salary was not really that good, so I had to take an extra job. And what was it? I applied for a position in the prosecutor's office in Davao City. I got the lowest job there, and the name is Special Counsel. Kung baga, if you want to compare it with the military and your police, I will be a lieutenant or inspector. So, ako po'y mahirap lang. I come from a poor family that migrated to Mindanao. And whatever intervening honor there was just for fleeting years and moments. Good for memory. I was forced to be a professor of the police academy in Davao City. There's an academy there. And I was teaching criminal law, criminal evidence, and criminal procedure. And there was a time that, I would not want to pull my own chair, that no fiscal in Davao City would accept the task of prosecuting military offenders, police offenders, and rebellion leaders. I was pushed to that task, and I took it as part of the job. And it been the years, I have investigated all of you. And for those who committed crimes, though exceeding authority, but in the performance of duty, alam ninyo yan. Those of you who grew with the PNP before, to the PNP now, used to be the Integrated National Police, you know how I handled your cases. You know how I helped government to discipline you. And nobody in this country can compare to me, I dare say, in the protection of the careers of those who were doing good. Although at times getting into trouble because they have to do the job. In a professional way, I could only remember filing a case for murder against an army man, a major at that, and I secured this conviction. I don't know if it's still in Iwahig, and a host of others for abuses and common crimes of murders. Yung lahat, all of you that were accused, and there was a very a significant case where the NPA's fighting government forces, the Philippine Constabulary at that time, had a running gun battle, and the NPA soldiers sought refuge in a house. And so there was a firefight, and the whole of the family there residing in that house were died or killed. And so I was tasked to handle because there was a public outcry, and even the Secretary of Justice had to go to Davao to supervise the investigation. I was appointed the investigating, and there was a cry for blood. But I dismissed all the case because it was part of the territory, collateral damage. And I was told to explain here in Manila, and I said, that is what the evidence shows. If you have any other theory, sir, and if you want to overturn my ruling, do so if you like, but kindly accept my resignation. That is how I treated you. And of recent memory, 28, including Undersecretary Coy, were charged before a body, an organ of government, under recommendation, all of them, almost all, who passed by Davao because of the alleged extrajudicial killings, were recommended for dismissal. And I went up and stood my ground. And I said that if you prosecute these guys for doing their duty, I will resign as mayor. Sinabi ko doon sa head ng constitutional body. You choose. It is a matter of principle for me that I stand by the soldiers and the police when working for the country. But I will be the first one to crush them if they are into crimes.